Hi, I'm John Bader, author of Dean's List. I'm here today with Anya Bernstein of Harvard University. It's nice to have you here, Anya.
Thank you, John. It's good to be here.
We're going to talk about life after college, an important topic for students. I'm going to start with this first question. What are employers looking for students coming out of a liberal arts education?
So I think there's a myth that students need to have information, specific knowledge about whatever they're going into, whether that's investment banking or consulting or teaching or any kind of profession. And I think really what employers are looking for are writing skills, critical thinking skills, abilities to analyze data, abilities to articulate, to speak well in public. And these are skills that you can get in any kind of major.
How can you approach the first few years after college with so many different opportunities, but an uncertainty about what lies beyond?
So I think the first few years after college are this amazing time because you haven't made commitments yet. You don't have typically a spouse, you don't have a career, you don't have various commitments to children, etc. And so what this means is that you can try a lot of things that you may not have a chance to try later. You can do some traveling. You can try a career and decide this isn't the thing for you. You can live off the grid for a while. This is probably your only chance to do that. And so I encourage students to spend time thinking about things that they'll never get a chance to do again and trying those.
Let's talk about mistakes. You can make a lot of mistakes in life, especially right after college. How does that affect decision making while you're in college?
So this is an intense period of learning for young people. We talk about how adolescence goes longer now, and I often see the early 20s as a period of extended adolescence, a time to learn about yourself. So for example, I had a student who had always thought about herself as the kind of person who would go to rural Africa and work in an NGO. She was, she had an intense interest in development. She really wanted to work one-on-one with people. And so she got a job right out of college doing that. And she was living in rural Uganda in a hut with lots of rats in it. And that was really not her. And she found out pretty quickly that she wanted to do this kind of work, but not at the local level. And I think that was great. She never could have figured that out if she hadn't gone. And she learned a really valuable lesson about herself.
When is it smart to think about graduate school or professional school? Do you have to know that right away, or can you make up your mind later on?
What I suggest to students is that they think a little bit as they leave college about what they like to do the most. Did they like to work with people? Did they have a volunteer experience that was really meaningful to them? If they wrote a thesis, how did they like that experience? That's what led me to go to graduate school. But I tell them, don't think about going to graduate school until you have a specific need for that degree. Go out into the working world, try out a bunch of things, and when you determine that you can't take a step until you get a graduate degree, that's the time to do that.
My last question is this: how should freshmen be thinking about all the opportunities and uncertainties of life after college?
I really encourage freshmen to try a lot of different things in their freshman year, to think about what is their personality? What kinds of stuff do they like to do? Do they like to spend a lot of time doing problem sets? Do they enjoy reading literature? What is it that really draws them in? What's the homework that they do first? It doesn't matter what you major in, but it does matter how you do in that major. And it matters whether you pick up the skills you need to in the course of your undergraduate education. You're going to do better in whatever it is that you like. And that's how I think students should be thinking about how to organize their undergraduate education.
Well, I want to thank you, Anya, for coming in to chat with me today about life after college.
Thank you, John. It's been a pleasure.
If you'd like to learn more about these issues and the 11 habits of highly successful college students, do check out the book Dean's List. And thanks again for listening.